the serpent has two bloodlines on this earth. Two royal bloodlines, because the serpent is royal. He is a prince. He just ain't the prince of this earth. He is the lord of the earth. Satan is the prince. He's the prince of this earth. He rules this earth. This is his kingdom. But back to the serpent. So the serpent has two bloodlines. He has a bloodline. The way I understand it is one through Eve. He created all these first, so it's his DNA. Right? He saw the women. It's the story of Zeus. They took the story of Zeus, and that's what they stole. That's how they. I'm saying that wrong. Zeus stole the story from the serpent. The serpent had two bloodlines, one with Eve, and then he left. And when he left Eve with the baby, and Eve had the baby, and the baby grew up, and it was a son, as in a man. And it grew up, and it got older, and there's rumors. I don't know which one is right, but one of them is. I'm 100% sure one of these is right. I just don't know which one. The way it goes is Eve had sex with her son and created Cain. Or Eve was raped by her son and created Cain. And that's the second evil bloodline on this earth. There's two bloodlines from the serpent. Specifically from the serpent. These are royal bloodlines. These are what the Jews in Israel pretend to be. They are not that. Even the Bible tells you that. The Revelations 2-9. Those that call themselves Jews are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. Jews are the only ones I know with synagogues, but it's not all the Jews. It's the Khazars up in Israel. That's a whole nother story. Back to the serpent. So there's two bloodlines. He got two bloodlines, but that's not it. There's other godly bloodlines. The best way I can describe it is they say that a lot of so-called fallen angels took on earthly women and had babies. Yeah, after they saw Enki, the serpent, have two bloodlines and have multiple kids all around with a whole bunch of women. A lot of them were jealous, or they wanted a woman. So yeah, they had children. So you got a whole bunch of people down here that's really half human, half so-called gods. But you got specific ones that are royal. Like, hey, even if they don't know, royal. These are called Hebrews. The Hebrews is Ra-lites. Like Isis, Ra, El, or Els. Man, they've been playing everybody. Oh, the Satan, as far as I know, doesn't have a bloodline on here. So when the so-called white people were created, we're actually white. White means sovereign. But when the so-called white people were created to be slaves, so-called Satan did something, some kind of trickery. And some of these bodies of these slaves that we created, they're not all supposed to be slaves. It's just what it is. That they created, their bodies is taking over. Now they're producing clones. All these people are either they're soulless clones that were taken over. I don't know. Some people say it was the dimension opened up and a whole bunch of spirits, reptilian spirits, took over these bodies. I don't know how they're doing it, but that's what's going on. It's some trickery. All because we created all these bodies. We created all these slaves. We created these bodies to be slaves. They have no tans. They're supposed to expire. Same way we were kind of created. We're created in the same kind of way, but difference between us and them. Make a long story short, we created them with the rhesus monkey and a few other animals. We spliced it with our DNA in a science lab and created them. We were created by the so-called gods with their DNA and the dirt, the soil, the clay, rolled up in one, made us.